You're stuck and unhappy. You're at a job that makes a lot of money, but you don't feel that there's any stability. You see layoffs happening everywhere and you're wondering, are you next? You would like to just do a better job and hope that that's going to be enough to sustain your career, but deep in your heart, you know it's not. So you do your research, you start uncovering things, and you say, I want to jump and change industries. I'd like to get into healthcare. Now, you know that nothing is recession proof, but you also know that healthcare is pretty close. And you'd like to at least explore starting a profitable healthcare business, but you don't know the first thing to look at. So you need some guidance. Hi, I'm attorney Doris DK. I'm the owner of DK Law Group, and I help people like you, healthcare entrepreneurs and healthcare providers, achieve their professional dream. Now, if you're new here, please like and subscribe to us here on YouTube and follow us for tips and tricks on how to start a successful healthcare business or healthcare regulatory compliance issues and concerns that happen in healthcare businesses or provider issues that happen in employment situations. Now, I know that sounds like a mouthful, but these are all things you're going to have to consider if you're trying to start a healthcare business. Now, if you're interested, it'd be nice for me to get to know more about you and your healthcare business journey. Reach out to me at dorismeet.com and I'd love to learn more about you. Now, you might be saying, oh my gosh, I don't know the first thing about starting a business, let alone a complicated healthcare business. My first step to tell you is do your research. It's not easy starting any business, let alone a business that's fraught with regulations. However, as I mentioned, even though it's fraught with regulations, there is an opportunity for you to make a substantial amount of money if you do things appropriately. Now, what does that mean for you? That means if you're really interested in starting a healthcare business, here's the first thing I do. The first thing I do is spend some time doing research. There are so many different healthcare types of businesses, many of which that we talk about here on our YouTube channel, but there are many, many, many more. You need to first think about what type of healthcare business you'd like to start. Do you want to start a home healthcare company? Do you want to start an infusion company? Do you want to start a dental practice? Do you want to start an emergency ER clinic? What do you want to do? Then you need to look at how profitable that type of business is going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. Once you have an idea of the profitability of those types of businesses, then it's time to reach out to your attorney to figure out the steps that you need to take to start whatever type of business you're trying to start. Now, that's really going to depend on who you are in relationship to the business. I always say that, but often people miss that step. If you're a regular layperson like me, as in someone who has no clinical healthcare experience, your steps might be a little different than someone who is clinically trained. But don't fear, doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means that we'll just do things a little differently when you would like to get started. Next, after you've picked the business, done your research, met with your attorney, it's time for you to decide that you really want to get started. Now, a lot of people, again, miss this step. They speak with their attorney, they hear numbers and figures, or they think that it's too convoluted to do it, and they're wishy-washy. You've got to really make the decision that this is for you, that it's time to take some more freedom and control in your hand and not leave your hand and your life subjected to someone else. Once you've made the decision, everything else falls into place. Everything is a lot easier. Once you decide on what type of healthcare business you have, your attorney should be able to not only offer you guidance, but sometimes even offer and point you consultants who might be able to help and offer additional guidance outside of legal and regulatory things that you might need, whether it's a manufacturer, maybe it's a business coach, or it's another successful business that can just offer them support and guidance and be their cheerleader. You never know what a business needs until you sit down and meet and discuss. Now, here's what we talked about today. If you're looking to start a new business, consider healthcare. Before you consider healthcare, it's important to do several steps. One of the steps you need to consider is you need to decide. You need to decide that this is what you'd like to do. You need to do your research to make sure you are in the right type of healthcare business, because there's so many different types of